Hi, my name is Heather. I'm the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today we are doing a tarot reading for 2021. I asked three specific questions that I feel any two-legged would be interested to hear about. The first question that I asked about was our health, and I'm speaking to this concept of collective consciousness, subatomic unification, one life. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. This question was asked about the undulating blob that is life. What can you tell me in 2021? What is the greatest insight or advice regarding the physical, mental, emotional, etheric, spiritual health for humanity in the coming year, or for the planet, for it all? How do we get well? How do we get healthy? Because that's definitely been a large focus in this past year. Happy New Year's Eve, by the way. So as we move forward into our coming year, the card that I got dealing with wellness and health, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, or etheric, is Nine of Cups. So in the tarot, you have four suits, and I don't know why I did five. I'm just playing with numbers. That's so me. I'm a numerologist. Four suits, fun. And they match the formula for manifestation. They are a secret formula that's written in the annals of history through a wide variety of metaphysical authors from the 1800s to present day. That formula for manifestation is what you think about and feel about, you bring about or manifest. So swords, what you think about, your intellect, your mind, and cups, what you feel about, will become pinnacles or what you experience in your timeline. And there's a fourth element called fire, which says if you keep thinking the same thoughts and you keep having the same feelings about it, you're going to keep having the same manifestation, and you're going to think life is just this way. Fire says you've got to have a new creative idea. You got to think about things in a new way in order to have new thoughts, new feelings, and new experiences in your day. So our answers were in the suit of cups and the suit of wands. So we've got some fire and some water, some feeling and some creative inspiration to answer and resolve our questions in the coming year. In the numbered cards, you have Ace through 10. So each element, this is the element of cups or water or feeling. And in the numbered cards, you have Ace through 10, and then it goes to court cards, Page, Knight, Queen, King, which can be actual people, but it's the evolution of that element. The element ends with King, it starts with Ace. So Ace is the strongest type of birthing energy in an element, and 10 and King are completion energies, because one closes out the numbered cards, one closes out the court cards. So with 9, we're almost to 10. We're almost to completion. We've been doing some big work, I would say, in this past year, looking at our wellness. Is life about work, or does it matter if we go home? What is our priority? How much does our consumerism matter? Are we aware that people aren't being treated equally on the earth? Do we want to focus on that at all? Or do we want to care about it at all? Even if it isn't our label, does it matter to you? Should it matter to you? There's been a lot of big questions that have been bubbling up for humanity in 2020, giving us the opportunity to take a really deep look at what is physical health for me, what is mental health for me, what is emotional health for me, what is spiritual health for me. And so this has been a different year for each person. For some, there's many people I've been speaking to, myself included, it's been the most sacred and blessed year of my life. I've been thriving all year long. For some, they've lost their homes, they've lost their loved ones. This has been one of their more difficult years that they'll face in their life. And my prayers are with you. I'm sorry for that challenge that you face. I do know that shadow, challenge, and trouble, difficulty, whatever, words are such a paltry sum of what I'm seeking usually when I speak, but that is a teacher, and that it offers gifts, and that we can judge it and we can hate on it, but shame, guilt, suffering, pain, oppression, all of that is a teacher. It all offers us something. And so when we're being told that in order for us to get to a place of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health, we need to 9 of Cups. What we're being told is to recognize we've done a lot of work, we're almost there, The way we're going to fully embody our own wellness is through our heart. It's through our own feeling. It's through listening to our own intuition. Another way to say the word intuition is feeling. Your intuitive capacities, your gut feeling is going to tell you intuitively in that small, still voice within what is the answer for you. Because we're all so distinct and different, we all have different answers that work for us. So what I would say is in 2021, this specific card directly and verbatim reads, ongoing contentment and permanence in the realm of the heart. So the way we will get to experience all those levels of health, physically, mentally, emotionally, is to listen to our hearts, to remain in our hearts, to not get stuck in our analytical minds in the coming year, but to really listen. If you're trying to choose diet or food in the coming year, how do you feel about that food, that food, that food? How does it feel to you? Do you feel shame or guilt or blame when you eat it? Well, then maybe get it off the grocery list. Maybe pick up something new that it feels good and you feel proud of yourself when you eat that. How does it feel when you think thoughts about others and judge them? Maybe clean that up. Maybe don't do that if that makes you feel bad. So 2021 is a year where we're being asked to pay attention almost to the level of completion with the way that we are feeling, and to listen to your feelings, to listen to that gut instinct, to listen to your intuition, to listen to your inner knowing. And that will be blessed by Aphrodite, who rules over sexuality and marriage. It will be blessed, that union with your own heart, with your soulmate. There are several people down here that could be a potential perfect romantic interest for you, but your soulmate lives right here. It lives right here within you. It's the beautiful you. That unique, distinct thing that you can relate to, you may have been looking for in life, is you. You're so cool. You're so freaking cool. So be with you this year. Pay attention to how it feels. If it feels off, leave. I've had moments where I've been places, and I could get some shopping done or whatever, and my intuition is like, leave now. And I'm like, okay, bye. I just leave. I'll go back to that store if I need to. So just keep listening to yourself. Listen, 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 listen. We've done a video on that if that interests you. Froze time with that one, I think. I asked also specifically about career because everyone's careers changed in 2020 to some degree. To some degree. I mean, there was change there, and that was a conversation. Maybe you were already working from home and you're still working from home, but the conversations changed even on the Zoom calls you're having. So our dynamics just changed in the paradigm called career. And here's where we get the Wands fire elemental. So in the element of manifestation, it's what I think about and feel about, I bring about. And then Wands is always going to introduce that fourth element of fire. If I have a new idea to think about and feel about, I'll bring about new results. So that's the formula for manifestation. Let me think in a new way. And so this card is asking us to think about our careers in a new way and to do it step by step. 4 in numerology is the number of stability and process. 4 makes a square. So you have the 4 corners of a square, and that's what you would use to build a house on top of. That would be the foundation of a house, is a very stable square. So that's a stable structure. It actually is the symbol that I use when I do astrology for Earth, because it's stable. There's a process, and it is the grounding foundation for what we build up in the physical world. So this is saying for, or stabilize and process and be attentive to the creative vision you hold for the work you want to do in this world, and draw upon every aspect of yourself to do it. This card is about Jason of Jason and the Argonauts, about to set sail to get the Golden Fleece. He's going to have to fight a dragon in the 5 of Wands, or the ego, or the material world, in order to obtain the Golden Fleece, or the higher self, or the higher knowing and the higher understanding. And so in order to do that, he's gathered a crew. He's got Orpheus, the wounded healer, the empath, the counselor. He's got Hercules, also called Heracles, strength and might and risk willingness. He's got the Discorii twins, a quicksilver Geminian wit that he brings with him, intellect. He's got Theseus, great passion and vision for the rulership one can have of one's life, and not shown in the picture as Medea or intuition. And what this means is that in your career in the coming year, you're going to need to draw upon all the aspects of yourself, the gifts of yourself. Draw on your strength, draw on your counselor, draw on your wit, draw on your passion, your vision, your energy, draw on your intuition, draw on yourself. Get centered in what it is you want to see. Fire elemental Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is about seeing. It's about vision. It's about creative. It's about new ideas. It's about fire, passion. It's about laughing. It's about fun. Fire is about laughing at the cosmic joke. It's not about taking it serious and finding more reasons to judge and separate. It's about just, like, can we just laugh at all of it? It's just ridiculous down here. I'm really grateful for the fire in my chart because it is a very, very silly place if we look at it that way. So this is about the perception of recognizing that your career will use all of your gifts when you step by step, like the 4, when you pay attention and stabilize in the process of paying attention to each step you're taking towards your vision, towards your wands, towards your fire, towards your creative ire. That creative anger in you that goes, I'm mad at the way things look right now. I wish they looked like this. Boom. Now I have a new creative idea. How do I make that new idea manifest step by step by step? So there's a great invitation and invocation for any of you that did not experience in 2020 a shift into your dream career, which I did and am humbled by and very grateful for. If you did make that shift, the invitation is there to do it in 2021. What is your passion? What steps are you taking? One step at a time to get there. The place that I am with Rare Bird Medicine today, I wasn't in this place at all in March. I was a restaurant manager. And I stand in this place today because I kept listening to my intuitive sense, listening to my creative vision for what I want to do and how I want to spend my time, and just step by step by step getting there. And then I asked about our relationships. Relationships can be a huge focus. I specifically, when I drew this card, concentrated on familial relationships, parent with child relationships, neighbor relationships, friendships, romantic relationships. So I was really trying to comprehensively hold the idea of relationships for humanity. Is there any advice you can give us for our relationships to be in a healthy, happy place? And we get, again, wands. So again, we're being asked to activate our creative vision, our creative fire, our creative thinking and mind, and to see things in new ways. And we're being asked to do this big time. Big time with our relationships. And the reason I say that is because this is the story of Jason and the Argonauts. He's gone on this grand adventure that we can see that's available to us with our career, with this drawing upon all these things within himself to access the higher self and to defeat the ego. But like any creative idea, when it comes to a level of completion, if I'm going to paint a painting, like this is not one of my paintings. This is a lovely woman in Petaluma, an elderly woman that I just dearly loved, her funky, fresh energy. She painted this beautiful planet behind me, which I always just assume is the moon. And if I was going to paint this, gessoing the canvas, laying down the blues, putting in the shadow and the light and the hues, all of that is an active creative process. But once I put the final brush stroke on a painting like this lovely woman did here, the painting is done. It's complete. Once you get to 10 or completion with a creative idea, the creative idea is dead because it's become a pinnacle. It's manifested in the world. So what is needed to go further is a new idea. You have to Ace of Wands, you have to write, or Page of Wands, you have to use one of those birthing fire cards and birth in a new idea in order for fire to remain active. 10 actually ultimately will put the fire out because all of the creativity to manifest the result is done. It's the only 10 in the entire tarot that can have a negative interpretation. What this means is you may be overwhelmed in your relationships. Your plate may be too full. You may have some friends that it's time to release and surrender. You may have some family relationships that it's time to release and surrender. Don't let your relationships get you into a state of overwhelm. Take care of yourself. Listen to yourself. You're your most perfect right guide on what you need to do next to serve the joy in your life. Don't get into a state of overwhelm with what others choose because you'll never be the chooser for them either. Go to rarebirdmedicine.com and click on the classes link. We're going to do an in-depth tarot class that's going to start with the basics starting in January. Happy New Year.